I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, then please do. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review on a TV show called Wednesday, which recently came out on Netflix. So I'm going to be telling you my thoughts about the show. Please keep in mind that I have notes on this phone, so if you see me looking down, that's why. This video will include spoilers in it, so if you haven't watched the show and you would like to, then please skip this video, and once you've seen the show, then you may come back. But if you don't care about spoilers, then keep on watching. Before I start the review, I want to mention some things. A way more sunnier day today, which is why I decided to film, and because I don't have any plans for right now. But it is still chilly, it is a bit cold, so if I start sniffing or my nose starts running or something like that, then I am sorry. Or if I start coughing or something, then I apologise. I am way better. Before I mostly just had like a bad cough, but it's way better. And recently for me, it's just mostly been a stuffy nose, but I'm feeling much better now. So if I start coughing or anything, then I apologise. Or if you hear noises in the background, because sometimes there's noises in the background, so I apologise for that. So first I'm going to say a backstory, and I never really been into the Addams Family movie. I've watched the cartoon one, but never with the actress from Casper, and if I had, I didn't remember it. On TikTok, people was posting about the scene from Wednesday when she's dancing, and I realised it's Jenna, who I am a fan of, and I remember her being in the TV show You, and she was in that Disney show, I think it's called Stuck in the Middle. I said to myself that when I have the time, I would check it out. I've now watched the Addams Family movie, and I prefer the second one. And when I rewatched the Addams cartoon, I said to myself, now I remember why I watched it, and it's because Finn Wolfhard plays the brother, which his name is Peasley, I think that's his name. I watched the second one as well, but I preferred the first one. So now I'm going to talk about the show character by character, and then episode by episode, then my final thoughts and anything else related to the show. So the first character I'm going to be talking about is Wednesday Addams. So Wednesday Addams is the main character of the show. After almost killing the swim team with piranhas, she has to go to a school called Nevermore, which is a school for outcasts or outsiders, which she meets characters like Xaiver or Xavier, Bianca and Eden. I think it's a character they did good with her, taken from what she had in the other movies, because it wasn't that much that she had in the other movies. Like in the other movies, she didn't, especially in the first one, she didn't have that big of a role. She had more of a role in the second one. So I think they did good from what they could take from the movies and making her relatable and funny. The amount of times I went wow just from her one-liners. Wednesday is a lot, but Jenna is such a great actress, and I commend her for the role that she did. And I was hearing that she wasn't allowed to blink, that she didn't blink once, which was really good because I do that, which is why my dream isn't to be an actress. That's not my passion, but I do commend Jenna for that, and I am glad that people are getting more into her now, because a lot of people know her from Wednesday, but I know her from the Disney show and You, so I am glad that people are getting more into her now. So the next person I will talk about is Peasley Adams. I'm probably saying his name wrong. I think it's Personally Adams, I don't know. But Personally is Wednesday's Adams' brother, and we are introduced to him by seeing that he has ropes around him with an apple in his mouth, and he's put into Wednesday's locker. So this is the reason why Wednesday ends up putting the piranhas in the pool, saying no one torments my brother but me. In the show, we don't get that much development from him. We see him more in the episode when it's the parents' weekend. When he said he would miss Wednesday too, it was really sweet, and seeing them have that one moment on the lake was sweet, and I hope we get more of him in season 2. The next character I will be talking about is Gomez Addams / Morticia Addams. I was going to do them separately, but their stories kind of relate into each other, so that's why I'm talking about them together. It's Parents' Weekend, and Personally, Gomez and Morticia Addams come to visit Wednesday, and Tyler's dad, who is a cop or the police, is happy to see Gomez because Gomez was arrested for killing a guy, but Morticia said that he did nothing wrong and the charges were dropped and he is a free man. Then new evidence is found and Gomez is arrested during the family dinner, which I found so disgusting, which is why I don't like Tyler's dad. I understand he was doing his job, but I don't see why he couldn't take him aside and then do it. Like, that's very embarrassing, like confessing him in front of everybody. Like, they don't need to know your business. Like, I feel like a lot of times people know business because other people make it their business, if that makes sense. It's finding out that it wasn't the dad that stabbed the guy, it was Morticia, and Gomez was covering for her, which I was very surprised to find that it was that. But it was very sweet how they got each other's back, but it wasn't her that killed the guy. It was he was given this like bottle thing that he was supposed to drink, but when they were fighting, it braked and it went into the skin, so he was dying before Morticia stabbed him, so it wasn't Morticia that killed him. It was like this poison thing. What I liked about Morticia is when she was saying about how she told the sheriff about how the guy was stalking her and he didn't believe her or he didn't listen to her. So when she went back to him, she's like, "Oh well, I told you and you didn't listen." That's when I said to myself that I liked her character, and she was being a girl boss in that situation because she was standing up for herself, and it really touched me because a lot of times when people report their crimes, the person doesn't believe them, and then things end up happening worse for them. So I'm glad that she stood her ground and she's like, "No, I told you and you didn't believe me, so look what happened." And a lot of people saying they didn't like Morticia's and Wednesday's like development, and I thought they did really good with it. And yeah, she had all of these expectations for Wednesday, because even Wednesday's like, "I'm not you, I don't want to be you." But I didn't like the development. So the next character I'll be talking about is Thing. I want to start off by saying that I really like the style of Thing. I do like how the character development and how the fact that Han is one of the best characters in the show. So that shows how good the character is, because a lot of people say that Thing is their favourite character. I was seeing the behind the scenes pictures and I saw how there was a person in a blue suit, which I thought was really cool, and the scene where Thing almost died was one of the saddest scenes I've ever seen. And what I would say about that scene is that I was surprised. And this is one of the things I did not see coming. And Jenna in that scene, I know everybody talked about the dance scene, which she was really good in, but that, to me, that was one of her best scenes, apart from the scene where she hugged Eden. But that scene, I was feeling emotional on that scene. So the next character I'm going to be talking about is Eden. Eden is one of my favourite characters in the whole show. She gives me queen energy and she's a very loyal friend and person. So when Wednesday goes to the new school, Eden is her roommate, and the development that we get through both of them is really good. Wednesday isn't the most easiest person to be around, and Eden tries so hard to be her friend. Tries so hard to be her friend, just to be her friend. Like, she tries so hard to be her friend, and she tries so hard to wolf out, because because she hasn't wolfed out, and her parents want to send her to this like this academy, which is kind of like a lot of people saying it's like conversion therapy, like when people say like, "Oh, pray in the gateways," kind of like that. So it was very, she tries very hard to wolf out. So when the scene at the end of the show happens and she is able to wolf out, and then you see her and Wednesday hug, is one of the best scenes in the whole show, because you can see how much development they went through. I do understand why a lot of people didn't trust her in the beginning, but I do like what they did in the show, because a lot of the show's more dark colours when Eden is more bright colours. So they wanted to show how opposite they are. So Eden became more positive energy, and Wednesday being more dark, and showing how that friendship develops. Eden's story is how she hasn't moved out, and her mother's tried to send her to camp, trying to get her to move out faster, but she can't. But she stands her ground and says, nope, this is who I am, and I will move out on my own time. And when she does move out in the end, a part of me was saying, really now? Like, now she's going to move out? But I was happy for her at the same time. One of my favourite parts of the show is when she's like, oh, she might never get a mate. Like when she was talking to Wednesday on, I think it's like on the balcony, and she was talking about, oh, what if I never get a mate and all that, and I was like, this is why I love the character, because this is how I feel like. What a part of me is like, oh, I want to be with someone, you know, I want to settle down, and then another part of me is like scared that what if that never comes true. So I found her really relatable, and I love her energy. So the next character I'll be talking about is Wednesday / Eden together. So a lot of people say they believe that Wednesday is gay, and I wanted to say my thoughts on it. I do believe that they have really good chemistry, but I feel like Eden is more into Wednesday than Wednesday is into Eden. Wednesday gives me more Ace vibes, but she could be pansexual. The reason why I don't think she's a lesbian, because she's 100% into Tyler, even after what happened. If there's a way to help him, I'm sure she would find it. But I think that endgame, because the amount of times the subtitle said tender emotional music playing, is endgame coded to me, because they do it a lot with Viola as well. The fact that Eden is hurt badly, but the first thing she does when she's turned back is ask where's Wednesday. So I wouldn't be surprised if they become a couple, because they're really good together. And Eden gives me kind of pansexual vibes as well, because like she gives me that like LGBT representation. Like, so a lot of people say, oh no, Eden is gay, but she's into Ajax, so I think she is into men. So she could be bi, I don't know, but that's how I feel. So if they got together, I'll still be happy. The character I'm going to be talking about is Ajax. When it comes to Ajax, I think it would be best if I talk about the elephant in the room, which is how a lot of people say he's boring, especially when talking about male characters. I can see where people are coming from, because he doesn't do that much apart from being Eden's love interest. I do hope we get more of him in season 2, but what we do get from him, I like his character. He treats Eden well, and he didn't purposely stood her up, so I didn't hate him for that, because what happened is that because he's I forgot what it's called, but it's like when you have snakes in your hair. So because he's that, when he was going in the shower, he must have put the towel up on the mirror so he doesn't stone himself, but it fell down, so he stoned himself, which is why he missed the date. So he didn't purposely do it, so that's why I don't hate him. As long as he treats her right, I don't have a problem with Ajax. So the next character I'll be talking about is Xaiver. To be honest, when talking about Xaiver, I feel bad for him, because he was so in love with Wednesday when she was obviously so into Tyler. They were cute, but every time he came on the swing, it was hard to watch. At one point, I said to myself, how does she get 2 guys into her and I can barely get one? Because I do understand that Wednesday doesn't owe him anything. However, let's be honest, who wouldn't want an Xaiver in their life? Because I don't know how they do it, but a lot of the guys in this show, they're really good looking, like really good looking. Netflix gets some really good looking people in the show, so and I put the heart eye emojis, because that's how I feel when talking about the actor that plays Xaiver. I forgot his real name, but yeah, he's a good looking guy. So they were cute together, but the chemistry wasn't really there for me as much as it was with Tyler. As a character, he's interesting, but for me, I feel like that he's the bad boy, but he has a really sweet side. So he's one of the people who is deeply misunderstood. A lot of the time, he felt like a back character, so I hope we do get more of him in season 2, because he has so much to give. That's how I feel. The part that I didn't like about Xaiver, when he was like, oh, I was on your side from the beginning, when he really wasn't, because when Wednesday told him about Warren, he was like, oh, but everybody saw him leave and all of this and all of that. So I'm like, well, he wasn't really on his side. With Xaiver, a lot of people have been asking the guy that plays him how they think about him, his character's relationship with Wednesday, and he was saying that he feels like Eden is better for her. Eden should be with her, and I thought it was really sweet because me personally, I do like I do like Xaiver and Wednesday together, but I ship Wednesday more with Tyler. But if Xavier and Wednesday are just close friends, then I would really like that, because I feel like we need more platonic relationships in shows, especially in these kind of shows like Netflix shows, because a lot of times like it would be nice to see like a guy and a girl being friends, because it is possible for guys and girls to just be friends. And a lot of people be like, oh no, they can't, because but it would be nice if we would see that more. A guy and a girl just being friends, like it's possible. That's how I feel about them. I feel like they're more better as friends, and the fact that Xavier still liked her after all of that, because he clearly still likes her after all of that. That's why I felt bad for him a lot of times. But yeah, but he was a jerk sometimes. Like asking Bianca to use her powers to help forget Wednesday, when the reason why you broke up with Bianca because you thought she was manipulating you with your power. No, that part, he was a jerk for that. This is why I'm like, yeah, this is why I'm Team Tyler. We don't claim him being a Hyde, like, no, but him and Tyler, Team Tyler. So the next character I'm going to talk about is Tyler. When talking about Tyler, before I watched the show, I kept on seeing people saying Wyler, and I was so confused, because if you didn't know, in Stranger Things there's a ship name called Wyler, so I thought maybe people put W instead of B by mistake. So when I watched the show and he said his name's Tyler, it made sense to me. I really like Tyler, and I feel like they had way more chemistry than Wednesday and Xavier does. I was sad that he turned out to be the Hyde, but I think one thing that people can't disagree with is that he does have feelings for Wednesday. The part when Wednesday had that vision, I was out of my seat. The thing that I was saying to myself is, Tyler, the time that I said to myself, Tyler, where did you get that information from? Is when he was saying about, oh, you sent me all these signals because I didn't see any. I know you're probably thinking, why do you ship them if you didn't see any signals? And the reason for that is because I do think they're cute together, and I can see the bond that they have together. So that's why I ship them. Something that I've seen is that people shipping Jenna and Hunter. That's Jenna and Hunter. I was surprised when I found out that not only is he gay, but he's also married. But shipping them is weird. Like, shipping their characters fine, but because they're fictional characters. But when you're shipping real life characters, it's very weird, unless they're like confirmed. Holland and Zendaya, like, they're confirmed together. That's not as bad. Like, ship them all you want, but when it's fictional characters, it's very weird. Okay, so the next character I'm going to be talking about is Bianca. Bianca is the character that we need more in season 2. I loved her back and forth with Wednesday in the show. I'm glad that she wasn't the villain, more like the antagonist. We see her getting close to, I think his name is Troy, which is another black character, which I like seeing that, like seeing the black and black love story. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that they're upset with Tim Burton, or I think that's his name, because he mostly goes for black characters to be the villain or something like that. In my opinion, even though I did notice how they were only a few black characters, I was okay with what we got, because I really did like how Bianca's story went. I do see her and Wednesday becoming close friends in season 2, because they are two powerful people, so they will be good together. And the scene that when they helped each other was really cute. So a lot of people saying that Tim Burton is racist, which is why he gets a lot of the villain characters. But I was okay with Bianca's arc. In the beginning, I was like, I'm not really feeling her, but I was okay with how the story went. So the next character I'm going to be talking about is Eugene. I feel like people need to stop sleeping on him, because this is what you call a friend right there. There was times that I thought he was cringy and a red flag, red flag was going off, but when you see more of him, you understand why he just wants a friend, and because he's kind of like that widow, so that's why he finds it hard to find friends, which I can relate to a lot. When he was in the coma, I remember being like very upset because I was saying, out of all the characters, why does it have to be him? But I was glad when he woke up. So the next character I'll be talking about is Principal Weebs. I have a love-hate relationship with Principal Weebs. The way she was always on to Wednesday, I don't know, it's her job, but it's not because of that. It's because she liked the guy, but the mother ended up with him, and they used to be friends, and I can understand that. But at the same time, her daughter has nothing to do with what happened. I see that Principal Reeves does really care about the school, and it was sad that she was killed off. I do think she'll come back. Do I think she'll come back? Probably not, but I do think that she was an interesting character, and I liked how her style was always on point, so like her clothes was always on point. The next character we're talking about is Lauren. I think that they did her storyline very good and it was very interesting. I had a feeling that I didn't trust her, but to find out she was the villain the whole time was very surprising, and the fact that she's the actress that played Wednesday in the movie is really cool and a very good Easter egg. I didn't know it until my friend told me, and my sister was telling me, how didn't you know? And I was saying, well, at the time I hadn't watched the movies, and the last time I saw her, what she looked like, is when I watched Casper, and she looks very different now. That's all the characters I would talk about. There are other characters, but a lot of them don't have that big of a plot, so I would rather not talk about them, and a lot of them are kind of just there, like, yeah, a lot of them are just kind of just there, so I'm not going to talk about them. So now I'm going to talk about the show episode by episode. So episode 1, my thoughts on the show is that it was good. The show is a lot, but I was saying to myself, we're only 2 minutes in, and we already get that kind of scene, which is the scene with the partners. I can see why people ship Wednesday and Tyler. They seem cute. They seem really cute together, and the show does seem very weird but interesting. And the roommate Eden seems nice and relatable. So episode 2, I said my thoughts on the episode is that it was really good. I like seeing Wednesday being a part of the team and her back and forth. It's funny, and I can see that Xaiver really likes her, but I'm not sure why. So episode 3, I thought the episode was really good. It was really interesting. I seen how Eden and Ajax bonding was cute, and seeing Wednesday trying to find out more about the truth was good. It was sad seeing what the guy trapped. It was sad seeing the guy. I'd seen the storyline about the guy trapping the people in the shed and then burning them. So I'm seeing how Eden thinks that she was stood up, but she wasn't. So that was that murder guy, whatever he is, the one that Lauren brought back. So episode 4, it was really good, and the dog scene was funny. I was sad for Eden, but she and Ajax kissed, which was good, and I put poor Eugene because he was attacked. So episode 5, my thoughts on the episode was that it was good. I liked seeing the Adams family together and seeing Wednesday solve the mystery, and I thought it was a good episode. So episode 6, my thoughts on the episode is that it was good. I liked seeing Bianca and the guy together. They seem like they have good chemistry. I was thinking to myself how Wednesday has 2 boys' attention when I can barely get one. Eden's part was sad, but she spoke the truth. Episode 7, my thoughts on the episode is that it was really good and interesting, and even though I called it, that vision was wow. So even though I called that he's probably the bad guy, that Tyler was probably the bad guy, but the vision was still wow. And then episode 8, my thoughts on the episode is that it was good. I'm glad that Eden is okay and she was able to wolf out. Tyler's locked up, but not for long, and Xaiver was a free man, so I'm happy about that. The battle was really good, and as a final episode, it was good. So now I'm going to talk about my final thoughts on the show. My thoughts on the season is that it was really good. Jenna was really talented, and I think they all did very well. The show was very interesting, and the time went so fast when I was watching the episodes, even though a lot of them are very long. It reminds me of Stranger Things, and I'm glad I have finished it. The thing that did annoy me about the show is that they were saying Wednesday is this and that, but she said who she is from the beginning, so I don't understand why they were like that. So for example, let's say you get in a relationship and you say to your partner, before you got in the relationship, you say, oh, but I'm not good at communicating, but then when I forget to tell you something, you go, oh, but why did you not tell me that? Why did you not tell me this? And I said to you, but I've told you from the beginning that I'm not good at communicating. So I'm not saying that they didn't have the right to feel what they do, because you do. You have the right to feelings, and everybody's feelings should be valid. But it did annoy me when Xaiver was doing that whole speech, and he's like, oh, you're this one thing, you're that thing. I'm like, but we all knew what she was like from the beginning. Like, we knew what we were getting ourselves into. So it's like, if I went, so let's say I had a partner, right, and my partner was with my best friend, and he cheated on my friend many times, and I knew how he was, I knew he was a bad guy, right? And then I get with him, and then he cheats on me. But I thought that he cheated on me, no, it would be his fault because, he's a dick. But I wouldn't go into a relationship when knowing this is what he's like, because I'm setting myself up for failure. And I know people will be like, oh, that's victim blaming. No, it's not. I don't think it is, because I wouldn't deny that and know it's like that, because to me that sounds like, oh, you were like that, but with me, I could change him. I could change him. That's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like. Oh, you were like that with her? Doesn't mean that you're gonna be like that with me. Even though I saw the sign, I saw the red signs, I ignored it. Just because you were like that with her doesn't mean like you're gonna be like that with me. I'm gonna do my ranking of all of the episodes, so please keep in mind this is my opinion. If you have your ranking, please leave it in the comments down below. I enjoyed all of the episodes were good, but this is just how I personally feel. So my favourite episode was episode 3, my second favourite was episode 2, my third favourite was episode 4, which is the dance episode. And I didn't like the dance scene, but as an episode I preferred the other two. Now, as number 4, I put episode 7. As number 5, I put episode 5. As number 6, I put episode 8, which is the finale. My 7th favourite was episode 6, and my least favourite was episode 2. Maybe in the future this might change, but as of now, this is what my ranking is. So now I'm going to say season 2 predictions. If we get season 2, which I'm pretty sure we are, because it's been confirmed that we're getting a season 2. So I'm very happy about that. So I would like to see more of the Addams family. I know people might say, but this is about Wednesday, not her family. So if you want to see more about the Addams family, go watch the Addams movie. And to that I would say, I understand that this is Wednesday's story, but more of them will still be nice. I know, hopefully we get more of Tyler's story and more about Wednesday and her powers. I see that Wednesday has somebody watching her, and I'm excited to see where that storyline will go. Some people are saying it's Luther, but I hope it's not. If I'm pronouncing these names wrong, I am sorry, but that's what I feel like. And I want to get more of Xavier's powers talked about. We'll talk about Funko Pops. I heard the news that we're going to be getting the Funko Pops for the show, which I'm very excited about. So the ones that I heard about, so these are the ones that I heard about. So you got this one, which is her with the violin. Then you got this one over there, which is exclusive, which is supposed to say a Hot Topic exclusive. And then you got one of her in her uniform, and then this is what the back's supposed to look like. And then we're supposed to be getting more of Bianca and Eden. I think it would be really cool if they did the one with her wearing a dress. That would be really cool. If they did Funko Pops, me personally, I would probably get Wednesday, Eden, Bianca, Tyler, and probably Xaiver. Those are the and maybe, what's her name? Eugene. Those are the characters I would probably get. If they did a Funko Pop of her like wearing a fencing outfit, that would be really cool. Or her in the Kitty Cat outfit, the one she wears in the second episode when she's in the black hat. That'd be really cool. But okay guys, so that's all I have to say about the TV show. As a show, I think it is good. It is one of my favourite shows that came out in the year, and I am very glad that I've watched it and I've done this video now, because I've been wanting to do this review since I watched it. So I'm glad that I've done it. If I've forgotten anything, then I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned everything. Again, I'm sorry if my nose was stuffing or you couldn't barely hear me. I am better now, but I am sorry for that. I might not be able to film for a while now, which is why I'm filming today. Hopefully I get to film them all the time before the year's ending, but I'm gonna have to see. But I'm gonna be very busy for the holidays, so that's why I'm wanting to film it now. But because I have loads of videos planned, I have reviews that I want to do, I have album reviews that I want to do, I have other TV show reviews that I want to do, but it's just when I have the time. So please go and subscribe and like and share and tell your friends. And I should be doing my favourites videos, so my favourite movies for the year, my favourite album for the year. So same like I did with the last year one. So I should be doing that very soon, and my Christmas haul soon, which I'm very excited to show whenever when I have the time to do the haul. But yeah, yes, but that is the end of the video. Please let me know what you think of the show. If you don't like it, if you like it, if you give it 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Me personally, I would give it around an 8 or 7 out of 10. That's how I feel about the season. I would give it around a 7, 8 out of 10. But let me know what you'd think. Let me know your favourite characters, your least favourite characters. But yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out when I post. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.